Dear students, it is the fifth video about the about the week fifth revision phase, and in this week we are going to cover very important discussion. We are going to cover uh, introduction to leadership and different styles of the leadership. Our the major topic is the corporation as a stakeholder, leadership, strategy, culture, and structure. Let's first explain the key words. The word stakeholder. Stakeholders mean shareholder, partners. In simple words, we can say shareholders, partners. Okay. Some some people who have interest in one another, they are called stakeholder. They have benefits or interest in one or other, they normally are called stakeholders. Fine. And let's, for example, the stakeholders are of different kinds. Some are called primary stakeholders, other are called secondary stakeholder. Primary stakeholders are called the fundamental stakeholders. Clear? The the base stone of the organizations. Let me give you example from the BIT, that the primary stakeholder, BIT for example is a company, or suppose it's a company, fine, and it is definitely a company, and we have to discuss its stakeholders, means internal stakeholder and the external stakeholders, primary stakeholders and the secondary stakeholders, management, teachers, government, fine, they are the primary stakeholders. Students, they are the prime students, government, management, teachers, they are the primary stakeholders. These stakeholders make up the entire edifice of the BIT. Fine. Secondary stakeholders are the stakeholders which are other than this. For example, parents of the students, for example, media, political parties, for example, government policies, they are the secondary stakeholder. Stakeholders, you have to see why we call stakeholders. It means that these elements, whether they are primary or they are secondary, how they affect the business, how they affect the trade, clear, teaching, that is called stakeholder. The one, something that have a share and can affect you, can drive you to act accordingly, is called stakeholder. Fine. Well, here another thing, that within the corporation, within the internal environment of the corporation, these things are very important, that how a business thrives. Let me talk in Urdu. इस पूरी बहस का मतलब, इस पूरी तफसील का मतलब ये है कि किस तरीके से कोई इदारा तरक्की करता है, उसकी तरक्की में, उसकी तरवीज में, उसके बढ़ने फूलने में, उसके ज़्यादा पैसे कमाने में, उसके ज़्यादा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के बढ़ने में कौन कौन सी चीज़ें शामिल होती हैं। उनमें सबसे पहली चीज़ है लीडरशिप, दूसरी चीज़ है स्ट्रेटजी, तीसरी चीज़ है उसका इदारे का कल्चर, और उससे अगली बात है स्ट्रक्चर के उस अदारे की डिज़ाइनिंग कैसी है, उसमें लॉ एंड ऑर्डर्स उसके अंदर जो हायरार्की है वो कैसी है. Got this? So these things we are going to cover. So number one, leadership. The very first word leader, you have heard this word since you born in Pakistan, that we need leader, there is no perfect leader, this and that. Clear? What is a leader? Is a leader should be, is a leader a political person? Is a leader a army personnel? Is a leader is a owner of a mega company? Is a business tycoon like Bill Gates? Clear? Is a head of state like Trump? Clear? Is some social workers like Abdus Taridi? What is a leader? Leader is not necessarily a head of state, a political party leader, army personnel. They are leaders, of course, but they are leaders in specific domain. In a very simple manner, a leader means an innovative person, however he is a common one, a person who has intellect, vision, knowledge, courage, sincerity, and through these applications he leads the people, he assesses their problem, he encourages them, he takes them, he shows them dreams, he makes plan, he drive movements, and finally they achieve, he helps the people achieve their end, is called leader. Let's, for example, let me connect this with Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. You just take the lesson that why we call him a leader. We call him a leader that since 1906, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah assessed that Pakistan should be gained, should be acquired or achieved for the people, because Hindus cannot be friends. He didn't simply say this. He thought it, he made a plan, he educated the people, he entered into the, he followed the law, he forced the people, he prepared the people, and finally in 1947 we were able to get Pakistan. Fine. But in the beginning he was not a head of state. In the beginning he was simply a lawyer, just a foreign qualified person. Clear? You got the idea? But similarly, the leaders are in every field. For example, if you look at the history of all the big companies or corporations, you will find definitely, for example, Microsoft. In the beginning, that was nothing. It was simply an idea. Bill Gates, a Howard University investigated perhaps. Clear, he couldn't qualify exams, but he came, he hit an idea. The two or three people collaborated. They established a little company, little firm. That firm grew into a major company. Clear? Similarly, Facebook, and there are many companies on the planet that were emerged. And this is what the main crux of the topic is, that how a company, what elements contribute in development of the company, means how a simple firm of two people like Microsoft became the world's leading company, and why the world's best companies ever on the surface were racked and now they are disappeared completely. Fine. So reconnect it with the leadership, that the leaders are of different kinds. Some are called ethical leaders, other are called manipulators. Clear? Ethical leaders are called the leaders who follow good mannerism. They believe in humanity. They they pay respect to everyone. They take care of their employees. They do not make unjust decisions. They are always polite. They guide the people and they share their feelings. They believe in justice. So they are called moral leaders. Fine, they are him, and I mean many things are there. Okay, then there are uh, manipulator leadership style, the bad leaders, those people who believe in self interest. They just want to make money. Clear? For that reason, they are ready to do every wrong and every good. They believe in exploitation. They make the habit of cheating. They make unrealistic propaganda. They denounce the other people. They sell out bad things. They take the benefit of the compulsion of people. लोगों की मजबूरियों का फायदा उठाते हैं. They're called the immoral leadership. Then there are three types of leadership that have. One is called Act 1 leaders, Act 2 leaders, and Act 3 leaders. Well, Act 1 leaders are called, as I given you example of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, that the Act 1 leaders are huge. They are the fundamental people. They, they give visions, they assess problems, they make law, they show the people a new way. So, Paigambars mean the apostles or messenger of God, philosophers, fine, and huge political movements, some of the warriors, they are called Act 1 leaders. Act 2 leaders are just the second race of the people who follow their mission and take them to the uh, other people is called Act 2 leaders. Act 3 leaders are basically the leaders of Act 3 leaders are the local leaders who implement their policies. Let me take you an example. For example, State Bank, clear, the governor of State Bank, for example, or the parliament is Act 1 leaders, governor is State Bank, and the management of the State Bank is second leader, and the local uh, administrator of the state banks sitting in Faisalabad, sitting in Lahore, Karachi, they are called Act 3 leaders. Act 3 leaders are connected direct to the public. Fine. So, I hope that you have understood that what is a leader and why we need leadership, clear, and what are the benefits of the leadership. These benefits have been written, you can read and understand. Thank you very much.